Hi everyone, this is Alan Rosinski of Metro Manhattan Office Space. Good afternoon. New York City used to be the most expensive city in the United States to own and operate a restaurant. The sky-high rents, costs of labor, and the high cost of food have made it much more difficult to run a restaurant in Manhattan compared to, say, Miami, Chicago, or Los Angeles. The pandemic has severely damaged the global restaurant industry. Existing businesses are struggling with limited seating options, fewer customers, and difficulties paying their bills. So why should anyone consider the idea of opening a new restaurant at this time? In fact, there are many good reasons. The costs of renting a restaurant space have dropped considerably and haven't been this cheap for decades. The costs of rent, labor, and food can absorb 75% of a restaurant's gross sales. Many restaurants operate on tight margins. They can lose money on slow days and earn it back when they are busy. If they have too many slow days in a month, their profits can be wiped out, and they may have trouble paying rent. Many owners know firsthand how difficult it can be to run a successful restaurant. The pandemic has reshuffled the math for many businesses, creating some lucrative opportunities for the restaurant industry. With greatly reduced rents for restaurant space, there is opportunity for increased profit. There is also less competition. Sadly, many restaurants have closed down for good. The residents of those neighborhoods have fewer choices if they wish to order takeout or enjoy indoor dining. Your new restaurant could fill the gap and become a popular destination while New York City recovers from the pandemic. There are also new ways to keep a restaurant profitable. Food delivery and pickup options have become much more prevalent since March of 2020. If a restaurant plans their delivery options from the start, it will make it easier to stay profitable on days when walk-in business is slow. People have gotten into the habit of ordering takeout, and this habit is here to stay. Now let's look at some advantages from a commercial real estate perspective. Many restaurants that closed this year and in 2020 have left behind fully equipped spaces ready for reuse by new tenants. You don't have to install plumbing, ventilation, seating, or the kitchen. Build-out costs for a restaurant often range from hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars. This is money that you would save by renting a space that already includes most necessary equipment. Rents have not been this low for decades. Maybe in 2019 you would have had to settle for a side street location in a secondary neighborhood. But now you have your choice of space in high traffic locations in the most desirable areas. You can afford a much better spot than you could have years ago, and desirable space in prime locations is the key for the success of a restaurant. Before 2020, any good restaurant space would have attracted competition. Landlords would receive multiple offers for a good location, with some of the proposals coming from large national chains. This competition is significantly reduced for the moment. You would be mostly competing with other local businesses, which will make it easier to negotiate a better deal. Landlords are offering concessions that would have been unheard of in 2019. Owners are hungry. They want to rent their empty space, which means an opportunity for tenants who have the courage to act now. Recently, Governor Cuomo raised the permitted seating capacity in New York City restaurants to 50%, and that is only the start. As more people are vaccinated, restrictions will lift. And as many of you can relate, people are desperate to go out, have fun, go to restaurants, drink and eat. It's going to be the roaring 1920s all over again. Outdoor dining has increased restaurant seating capacity, and this trend is going to remain after the pandemic. Outdoor seating will add revenue and make restaurants more profitable, as well as giving customers the option to avoid cramped interior space on busy days. At this time, the restaurant sector has already seen some signs of recovery from the pandemic. Some restaurants in Chicago have been reporting a boom in demand and have started hiring new workers to help deal with the influx of customers. According to U.S. Labor Department data from February, there have been almost 300,000 new jobs added to restaurants and bars across the United States. Now that's a very substantial increase, the most in the last 4 months. We all want our local restaurants to remain open and continue making our neighborhoods vibrant and exciting. It takes guts to make a move when fear's in the air. But this could be an excellent opportunity for individuals and businesses that have always wanted to own and operate a restaurant in Manhattan but couldn't afford to do so until now. If you or your family owns a restaurant, please write about your recent experiences in the comments. I would be happy to hear your stories, and hopefully other restaurant owners will benefit from any information that you may choose to share. If you found this content interesting or helpful, I'd be happy if you subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can always find me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is @MetroManhattan. Until the next time.